Hey, nice. It's quality. Evening, buddy.
Leave it to frickin' Gary to go straight in. No idea what we're gonna talk about. Just straight on in, coming in hot all the time.
Coming in hot. Why would we plan what we do? Come on. Have you never seen a show like this before?
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Love you.
Cheers, buddy.
Love you, man.
Good to see you, man. How you been?
Oh, how have I been? How's this team been? I don't know anymore.
Giving up, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm doing okay, but West Ham doesn't deserve to wear a jersey for me today. I deserve.
I see the blank template.
It's a statement. It's a statement.
Yep.
I'm sick and tired of this team. But at the same time, I'm ready to get hurt again and cue the depression. Cue the depression. Ready to get hurt. No, I am doing good though. I was feeling a little ill last week, and I'm better now. But international break. I loved what I saw from Bowen. I love what I saw from the Italy national team. It makes me feel hopeful again.
Which is nice to lead you into the weekend, obviously.
Exactly, 100%. But
yeah,
as far as my team goes, I don't know. I don't really know if I could tell you what direction, who's going to get fired, what's going to happen with this season. I mean, could they turn it around if something happens by December? I do understand that when coaches typically 75 to 75, I would say probably 65 to 75% of the time when someone gets fired in the coaching staff, that's a good team already. They bounce back in January and then they're on the right track going up and up. So we've done that before. Moyes has done it with this team 2-3 times. So I don't know what we're doing. There's a lot of news though. There's a lot of news. A lot of news.
Start with the news.
How do you feel about Manchester United right now, though? That's
it's the unknown, right? It's like they've got a good coach. It looks like he's a good coach that did come in. Is it too soon for him? Is it,
right?
Is he going to be man enough and big enough to take on that whole rebuilding job that they've got to do?
Right.
Or is he just another stopgap on the long road to, wherever they're ending up? Who knows? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I think he's young. He's got some fresh ideas. I think he's going to have a rude awakening when he goes in there and looks at the state of the squad and the state of the organization and everything else. But, it could have been the worst time for an international break for him or the best time. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work out when he comes out the other side of it.
I mean, is it too late, though?
This season? Yes. I mean, they've just got to write this season off. They've got to write this season off, kind of go, like, we got a new coach in. He's taking his time. He's got to get his feet under the table. He's got to learn the ropes, all that sort of stuff. Take this season as a see what you get out of it. Just don't get relegated. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass yourself anymore.
Right. Then already what it is.
That you've already got. Yeah. Right the ship a little bit. Show signs of progress towards the end of the season. That surely should be all Man United fans are looking for and hoping for the rest of it.
They needed to do it though. Rude's not.
Had to.
He's
There's
not.
No way that Rude. Yeah, he was.
Rude's going to be a good coach though. He will be a good coach, but I think he'll even do better than Frank Lampard and Wayne Rooney. But Rude was very good in the beginning with PSV, and then it was really bad at the end. So it's like he's gonna be good eventually, but right now he's just learning. He's a baby when it comes to this coach.
Baby and coaching, and that's the thing, right? Everyone who
assistant coaching, he's fine. Assistant coaching, he's fine.
Sit on the bench, learn from a guy who's been there, taken the knocks.
Right.
And also, it seems, as you mentioned, Lampard and Rooney and Gerrard falls into this equation and stuff like that.
Sure.
Players who were great players do not necessarily make great managers.
I agree 100%.
Because they're not, they can't live off of their, legend status, whatever else. They can do that for so long.
Right.
But it doesn't always translate across because especially ones who are still quite relatively fresh out of playing, because all the players that they're trying to manage are looking at them going, Steven Gerrard, oh my God, it's Frank Lampard. Oh my God, it's club legend Wayne Rooney type thing, right? So there's an organisation thing rather than you're the manager, you're the boss type thing. And it's, Rude's the same. Ollie at Man United, the players who were playing for those guys, they were still too close to it. They hadn't been removed enough, and I think they have to go through. Maybe Steven Gerrard coming back from Saudi might have now broken that sort of chain a little bit, and maybe when he comes back and goes into what he should go back into a lower league, like a championship team or something like that, and build himself back up. Maybe it's the right way.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, shoot, Gerrard.
It's
such a hit. I mean, it's even Lampard too. It's like such a hit or miss with these guys. It's like they all can't be Zidane. Zidane. I mean, he is Zidane with.
He was a manager when he played, though, right? I mean, he managed everything when he played.
He was groomed for this for that job specifically. Groomed. Yeah. So then, even. Alonso at the time was even kind of being a little mini manager just on the field, though, not really like in a technical support like Zidane was. Zidane was more, he was in it even with the younger guys too. Like he coached a lot of the younger guys too. It's like what West Ham's doing with Mark Noble. I think Mark Noble is going to be a fantastic coach one day. Not right now, but he has that ability. Even though he has
the ability to motivate and to inspire.
But he's only the GM though. He's only assistant GM right now. But he can be
keep him well away from that sort of dugout for a while. Let him learn the ropes of all the other stuff that goes on. And I think that's one of the things in English football that's different from European. Football is that if you're a manager in England and in the Premier League specifically, you're not just a manager. You're manager, you're director of football, your transfer budget. You are literally the one guy that does all of that stuff. Whereas in European football, you've got you're the coach. They're called first team coaches in Serie A and La Liga and stuff. They are coaches first, and they have a team of other people doing all the other admin and all the other stuff, PR and all that sort of stuff, right? So when they come to England, 100%. They come in and they go, whoa, I've got to do that as well as coach? Where do I find the time to, how do you squeeze the coaching in and learn all the others? So I think, people like Rude, people like Frank Lampard and that, they can probably do the coaching on the training ground fine, but all the other stuff becomes like a, whoa. Whereas I think Amarin and coaches who come into England, who are like, hey, well, I just want to come here to coach, and why am I having to do all of this other stuff? It's bizarre. So I think it'll be interesting to see.
Rude needs to go to Premiership, though. He needs to. He
needs to go
to the Championship, though. He needs to. Yeah. He needs to be on a team.
A lower expectation.
Facts. Yes.
Right. I don't want to say. I don't want to say somebody who's not expecting to do anything, but not a big club, not a Man United, not a challenger, but
that's good though.
I think that's spotlight good. A little bit. In the Championship, spend a season or two in the Championship, take a team that's lower mid-table and bring them up to playoffs and stuff like that. Show that sort of stuff. Earn your stripes, as it used to be called. You used to kind of take your licks, get knocked down, lose a couple of bad games, whatever else, until you learn how to manage. I think everything. These guys that are getting thrown in now with, oh, you're a great player, you can walk into these big jobs. You're finding it, a season. Yes, they get that first half a season bump, and then they just kind of go, oh, I don't have a plan B or C or D, Whereas all these other experienced managers, all these other experienced managers have been around the block enough times. They kind of go, okay, I can't just play my way. I have to be able to play a secondary way and a third and maybe even a fourth if things go horribly wrong. So, and I think that's where they all need to go and learn. But I mean, he's done well. He stepped in. He got a great result for the team on his sort of like farewell, if you like, which shows. And this is where it's always interesting, right? When they change the coach and the team turns up and batters another team 3-0, you kind of go, where'd that come from? Why weren't you doing that for the other guy? Did you not like him that much? How professional is it for you guys to then roll up a week after sacking the other guy? And win 3-0, whereas you couldn't, pass or hit the side of a barn door when the other guy was there. How much different? There's no way that Rude came in and changed the system in a week.
There's no way.
Right. So how's that? So I think there's a lot of locker room egos that Amorim's going to have to deal with.
And that's, to me, I think it's going to be, first off, a culture shock because it is the Premier League. And let's be honest, Portugal's league is always been 4 good teams.
4 good teams, and everybody else.
And everyone else is just shit. It really is. It's just shit. Let's call it for what it is. Respect to the other teams. I mean, you guys are really great for your hometown teams, and you guys are going to keep things competitive. But let's be honest, there's only maybe 3 teams that are bringing in the money for them. So it's and a lot of club legends have come back to those teams too. So it's not up to par, and the coaching is not up to par to what like the Premiership is. Now, talking about the coach alone though, and what he could do alone is a different story. It's going to be a culture shock, but I think he can get that Manchester United team back to glory. I really do think he can.
Yeah, I think so.
It's gonna take time, but he's bringing his whole staff with him. It's gonna be him. I don't think it's gonna be any lazy crap. I think you're gonna see a huge shift. I really do. He's a great coach, great individual. There's a lot of Spanish, Portuguese, and players that have been all around the world. Fernandez played for Sporting. So I think this is such a situation that should have been done maybe a year ago.
Yeah, it should have been done in the offseason.
But Ten Hag, though, brought in his own Danish players with him, though. Danish are a lot
of guys came from Ajax.
Ajax, and that's been fair play. Fair play. It's one of those things where Netherlands, sorry, not Danish, Netherlands. But to be fair, though, Ten Hag, that was such how do I put this for Ten Hag? Ten Hag, he's a great coach, but
he was on a hiding to nothing, though.
But he was in a bad situation.
Yeah.
This team is finally winning games now, where Almiron can finally put in the nail to the coffin of the crap that's going on behind and at the end of the scenes.
Yeah.
But Ten Hag had to clean it up. He had to go in there and clean it up. And that's what's going to make this Manchester United team, because it's going to start with Ten Hag and it's going to end with Almiron. So we can't just be like over here that one coach is going to deserve all the glory. No, it started there and it's going to end with him, but then it's a bigger situation because it goes in the higher ups. The higher ups have already messed this up enough.
Big time. And that's the thing, it's interesting, as you say, that Amorim's bringing his whole backroom staff.
He is.
That's great for him, for continuity and everything else. And as you say,
and that was a deal breaker,
the sensible thing. Yeah,
that was the sensible
thing that they should do. The sensible thing is they go, right, you bring your coaching and you guys just concentrate on coaching. And whatever his name, Sir Jim Radcliffe, should go, right, I'm going to go out and find the director of football and everybody else to go and do all the other stuff, right?
Right.
Because you get the coaching, you need to coach that team. That team needs some help, that needs some work and whatever else. And you spend your time doing that. And don't worry about spending your time having to learn English to talk to the media, and don't worry about the transfers and all that sort of stuff. So yes, involve him in transfers, but they're probably going to need to go to the transfer market in January, but they're not going to be able to go there with any sensible sort of money, because any money that's in that club really needs to go on infrastructure and building and rebuilding that club, because the whole place, it is literally falling down. So they can't really go out and spend £80 million on a midfielder or whatever it is they need, and they need a lot of help all over the place. But if they went out and sort of went, look, we've got a 90 million striker, and yet the roof is falling down on your stadium, it's not a great look. So, I mean, I think it's good that he's bringing his staff. I think he needs a lot of help from around the organisation, and I hope he does get that. I can't believe I just said that for a Man United fan. Anyway,
I know.
But just as a manager and as a person, I
don't want them to return the glory. I don't want them to return the glory, but they have the lineup to return the glory, and it's just a coaching issue. That's it. At least with West Ham, it's both. It's both. It's players
Yeah.
and coaching and even higher up in management. It's everything. So
Yeah.
everything's the problem. Chelsea, hats off to Chelsea. Like it's not even it doesn't even feel right saying that.
No.
But it's
somehow they've lucked into
a tie with Arsenal is a win in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean?
That was a great result for them. Yeah, I think that's shows that Marisma has found a magic formula, or I don't know. However, we were laughing with Matty, shuffling the deck. He doesn't know who he's going to get week on week. Somehow he's keeping that together. Somehow,
and they don't even need to count on Palmer anymore. That's the thing.
Exactly. They're starting to spread it around a bit. It's not just a Cole Palmer show now. And Nico, the guy up front, he's starting to score a few goals, and so they're starting to put it together. And fair credit to him, because we just thought that was crazy. It was just like a revolving door of players. How do you know who you're going to pick in your top 16 when you've got 68 players? But he seems to have found a way through it. And maybe they're well ahead of the curve, right? They're where we expected them to be. We thought they'd be rebuilding for a bit, but he's got them playing well. He's got them buying into the ethos of it. Could be a dark horse. You've got to keep an eye on them.
True.
And speaking of form and falling away in a crisis, is it crisis time at the Etihad? 4 games on the bounce with a loss, 2 losses in the Premier League.
People are gonna say it's crisis time.
Yeah.
And then there's like the other. It's like their fans are like, no, it's fine. To me, if you lose against Nottingham Forest or tie against Nottingham Forest next time, then
it's question stuff.
We're in December, the week after that. It's crisis time.
Yeah.
Because everyone's getting better. Liverpool's getting better. Brighton's getting better. There are teams that are creeping up, especially now you have Amaran in here now. They're going to challenge it, but they're not going to be going.
They're not going to be there. They're going to be.
They're going to be competitive.
They're not going to be as bad as they were. Right.
Tottenham are always competitive. Whatever they Spursy it out or anything, but they're always competitive. As long as Son is there and Ant is there, they're going to be competitive. Fulham are always going to be competitive. Nottingham Forest is having a Leicester type of year with being competitive. There is all kind. Even Newcastle is too. So it's. They need to.
That goes to what you said about the Portuguese league, right? It's exactly that. You just reeled off 5, 6, 7 different teams there that could easily win and beat the reigning champions, and that is going to be the toughness. And it does show. I know Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner, best player in the world, etc., is missing. But that team, with the richness and the squad depth and the level of skill and everything else that he has built at City, is it a crisis? It's almost. I think people are exaggerating that it's a crisis because it's not happened for however long that they've lost 4 games on the bounce, right? And then you go, it's only 2 games in the league. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? So, although the thing is about that is it's probably been the most losses they've had in all season in the last 3 or 4 seasons. They've only lost 2 games, I think. Overall, that's what makes it surprising that it's back-to-back losses.
But that's the thing, though. Like, it should be crisis mode if you lose or tie against Nottingham, because here's the thing: at the end of the day, things can change. Things change all the time in the Premier League in the second half. Things are even changing now. So and plus your top 11 teams in the Premier League are always hot and cold. Mm-hmm. But then when they really get it going, like after that January window, watch out for any of them. This is the type that Arsenal is supposed to win the league this year. They're supposed to win the league.
They're supposed to run away with it.
There's no time for we lose or tie a few games, we're done. No.
Okay. Yeah.
You gotta be almost perfect. Perfect.
It's got to that stage.
You still got to deal with these teams. You still got to deal with these top half of these teams.
It's like you can, everyone's like, oh, you can lose a couple of games here, there, and everywhere. It's like, yeah, but not every team is going to do that. If one team loses 3 games and has a bit of an iffy December, they could quite easily be out of the league running for the top of the league in the championship. Because, as you say, City, Liverpool, potentially Chelsea, they could all go on a run and potentially only lose 1 game for the rest of the year. And there's no way you can then catch up. So I think one of the pundits over here, you look at Arsenal now, they're already 9 points off the top.
You know what's really bad though, and I'm serious. Like I see this as a sign.
Yeah.
They don't have a top scorer in the top 5. And their assist leader is Saka in all of the Premier League.
Yeah.
Saka leads the league with 7, is just 1 above Salah with 6, but they have no scorers in the top 5. And all these players that are in the top 5 with goals, and I'm dead serious, this is like so concerning to me, is a Brentford guy is in 2nd, Nottingham Forest guy is in 3rd, and then you have a freaking other Brentford guy that is 5th. Are you kidding me?
It's like it doesn't add up, does it? How can you not have?
How could an Arsenal player not be in the top 5?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
And that's one of the things. That's what they've always said about Arsenal. They don't have a recognised striker. They don't have a.
They don't. They have that identity. It's an identity thing with them.
It's an identity that they pass it and they kind of pass it to death, and everybody scores and everybody pitches in and whatever else. But at the moment, if Saka goes down for that team, where's the goals? Where's the creative spark? Where's the what's missing there? You can't see how they would stick around with other teams if Saka's not playing there. And I know they're missing Odegaard, and I'm sure they're missing a couple of others. And if he comes back, that might change things around. But it is slightly worrying for them. What's more worrying, I think, is that they're already 9 points off the top spot. And as we've just said, I don't see how Arsenal can make up 9 points on Liverpool. I don't see Liverpool having. I don't see Liverpool going
down. I don't see Liverpool going down anytime soon. That's what I'm saying. And Man City, all they need is a couple good players to start forming something. Yeah, and then they're back. It sucks, but they're back.
That's what happens. Yeah, they've done it time and time again against Liverpool. They've done it against last year against Arsenal. So, they put it together and then they can go on a run and not lose from December onwards.
And if Chelsea keeps playing the way they're playing, it's like weird. It's weird. Like Brighton could make Champions League or Europa League, maybe. Aston Villa can come up full. Newcastle. These teams can start pumping into gear in January, and then where does that leave Arsenal? Like I know I hate talking about Arsenal, but like this is the Premier League, the best league.
This was the talk. Wasn't it? It was Arsenal's league to lose.
Right. This was the year, and I'm serious. You could even clip this. Like if they don't win it this year, next year and the year after, it's going to be a struggle because. Even though Haaland might be going to Spain next year, maybe, because I know he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be here in Man City next year. There's always
the next one on loan, right?
They will pay a lot of money for the next one.
Yeah, unless they've already got in the academy, right?
So you could develop in the academy, but sometimes that's not all it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not. Okay.
What the weird thing was that got me?
You know what I'm saying though? Like the academy is the academy. I get it.
Yeah.
Like
you need to go out.
You need homegrown. I get that, but you do need a superstar.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't. Nobody comes out of the academy fully formed superstar ready to step into Haaland's shoes. If, as you say, Haaland goes to Real Madrid or one of those.
He will eventually go somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be here next year. I really don't.
I think he's going to sit here and go, right, he looks at it and goes, well, I've won 5 in a row. I've got all this. I've won the Champions. I've won everything. I'm going to go to Spain because, he's going to.
Which is a great. It's a great career move for him, though. I really do.
Sure.
It's.
Yeah. And I'd be sad to see the back of that giant blonde goal scoring machine. Absolutely, it would be such a shame.
I love Haaland. I love him more than Mbappe. So
Yeah.
I think
I don't like Mbappe, but anyway, that's
I don't like Mbappe at all. So it's like one of those things where if he goes somewhere, and who's gonna be that star? I don't know. When Roger comes back next year, I don't even know. But at the same time, there's other scorers in the Premier League that they're going to get after. Like Geno could be the guy next.
Well,
Who
yeah,
knows?
he's definitely he's on the radar of a lot of teams going.
Yeah.
Actually,
I love him. I would love him at West Ham. He is one of my favorite players to watch. And Chris Wood, I mean, there's gonna be people knocking on his door if he continues.
He's gonna get a big payday.
Hit and Bimo and Wasaka, like they're Waza. They're like that duo. Man,
yeah, they're not missing Ivan Toney there, are they?
No,
What happened to him?
Ivan
Where did he
Toney,
go?
Saudi, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah, that's so funny. That's how long that we've like forgotten about.
It's like it's gone out of sight, out of mind. We don't care about those players in Saudi anymore. He's gone.
Facts.
Up you go.
All right, so enough of that crap. Let's
Right.
wait.
No, there's one more thing we need to talk about. When you talk about crap, when you talk about all sorts of silliness, and you touched on them.
Who?
Yeah, I have to bring this up.
Who?
I don't know if you've seen it, but Tottenham, Spurs have done Spurs things, and Spurs have got a new logo.
They do. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just that now.
Spurs have gone out and that's it. That's it.
Oh,
This is getting ripped to pieces.
that's
as
it.
I'm sure you can imagine, right? So
What
Tottenham they've gone out and spent probably
Hey DJ, how you doing, DJ? Good to see you, man.
Hey,
Hope
buddy.
you're well.
Good.
Hope you're well.
Thanks for tuning in, DJ. How you doing, man?
Wait a minute. That's it.
Yeah.
I'd rather them just keep the Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, it's Spurs.
What?
It's so Spursy. It's so Spursy.
God, I hate
it's like,
that. I hate that.
We've
too,
reloaded.
'cause I love the
We've
Spurs.
rebranded, and it's like, but all you've done is made it a little bigger and taken the word in.
What's rebranding to you? What is their marketing team doing over there? My God, you're paying people big bucks, and that's what you come up with? I can come up with that on Canva.
I mean, you've done it better. Look at the logo at the top of the screen. That's better than this one, right? I mean,
it is.
Honestly,
I worked really hard.
I saw it today, and I just thought that's amusing. And I don't know if you can see, but like,
dude.
It's getting ripped to pieces on Twitter. Obviously, people are like,
dude. Well,
wow.
I mean, look at that. It looks like Japan's logo right there.
Exactly. That's one of the things. Like Japan rebranded their flag in 1972. Look at the difference. And I was like, so load of the memes, the Office meme where it's just like it's the same picture. It's this getting ripped. It's so Spursy. I just had to bring that up because you mentioned them already. I thought I'd have to highlight what a great sort of marketing move that is.
That's so funny. I love that.
It's getting such traction. I mean, people are talking about it. I mean, it's doing. Maybe the PR is working at it.
That's when you know
it's slow. It's a slow. It's when you know it's on an international break when you're talking about a rebrand logo.
That's so bad. Anyways, God. Okay. Anyways, we gotta talk about the matches coming up for week 12. There are 10 games. 10 games. Gotta talk about it. Let's start off with
Yeah, that's a full slate, isn't it?
Yes, starting with Saturday, very early morning, 6:30 a.m. over here for us, and about
12:30. It's a 12:30 kickoff over here.
1:30. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Leicester and Chelsea. Sorry, Matty. I hope you get to join us and you can talk about it then. But yeah, Chelsea should win after their last performance. 3-0 against a rude Van Nistelrooy Man United. Yeah. Chelsea's gonna win this 2-3-0. I think that's pretty clean.
That's pretty much a
right.
As safe bets go in the Premier League, that one's probably right there. They just got to. They just, as you say, they just drew with Arsenal. Facts. Leicester just got hammered by a interim manager. Yeah, you got to see that this is a Chelsea win. It's got Chelsea written all over.
The next game, though, and we got about 5 9 a.m. games. We'll start with which is about 2 o'clock your time.
Yeah, 3 o'clock kickoff.
Saturday, 3 o'clock. Fulham and Wolves. This is going to be a very interesting game for me because Wolves won 2-0 against Southampton, which one of the worst
finally got the
in
win.
the Premier League, and they are too. They're one of the worst. Fulham is coming from a win, but as we talked about, it was a tight win for them against a bad Crystal Palace team.
Yes,
I think this has a chance to be a tie, 1-1 or 2-2. I don't think this is going to be a blowout like everybody is saying from Fulham.
No, I think people are looking at it going, "Oh, Fulham are flying high in what are they, 7th?"
Yeah. This could be a trap game for them.
It's been a definite trap game for Fulham, and we've said this about Wolves so many times. How many games have they lost late on from a winning position or drawing?
Facts.
Right? They finally got over the hump. They finally got the win that they deserved. Yes, it was against Southampton, who are also dreadful. And I think Wolves are not dreadful. Their record is bad because they've just had no luck. So I think you're right. This has a draw written all over it to me. This has a draw that feels like a win for Wolves and probably feels like 2 points dropped for Fulham.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of things, I think it's got a draw written all over it.
Facts. And then next game, another 9 a.m. game, 3 p.m. game over there, 2 p.m. game, Everton and Brentford. Brentford only won 1-1 against Bournemouth, and I think Everton with that 0-0 tie against us last time. Here's the thing, though. I still think that was one of their best games was against us. It was one of their best games against us. We should have won, though, a lot. I'm going to be here. I'll be honest. We should have won by a lot. So I don't have any beliefs for them to make that kind of spark because it's been 2 weeks. I think this goes back to Everton's downfall again.
Yeah.
I think it's a clean win, 3-0 Brentford.
I think 2. I see 2. I see it being easy. I see it being comfortable. 3 might be. I mean, I don't not see it, but I think they'll go 1-0 up. They'll probably get a second goal, and that'll be it. Because Everton won't have anything. They didn't really show much against you guys anyway. They got a point, but they didn't really show. I think they had 1 shot on target in the whole first half or something like that, right? So I can't see them coming with anything. So I think once Brentford get 2 goals off, I think this game will be done and dusted, and it won't be a contest after half time.
Shit, the way West Ham's been playing, we should be relegated.
That's
a story. That's
a story. That's a whole episode.
That's a whole episode. Now this game, Arsenal versus Forest. Come on, Forest. God.
Come on, Forest.
I will say this. Forest did come off of a loss against Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
I really do think that this is going to be an Arsenal win, though. To be fair,
right.
It's got to be. There's got to be. There's got to be.
It's got to be for Arsenal's. Yeah, it's got to be. It has to be an Arsenal win for the season.
It's going to be 1-0, though. It's going to be 1-0. I think Arsenal for sure.
It's got the feel, and it's got the feel of that Arsenal of a few years ago, right? Maybe not now. You could. It's one of the things that Arsene Wenger always complained about. The English football is always too physical and whatever else. Right. Arsenal used to be a team like Notts Forest could bully them, could get about them, could sort of make it a physical battle, and could actually knock Arsenal off their stride. And it has that feel to it to me as well. Chris Woods is a no nonsense centre forward. He'll put his body around and he'll make those, centre halves for Arsenal know they've been in a game. And it just, I don't know, maybe it's my Liverpool tinted glasses hoping that Forest actually take a point here. I could easily see it happening, but then I could also see Arsenal coming out and going,
no.
Clicking into gear and whatever else.
Arsenal lose or tie this game, then I'm going to be like, our Forest is going to be, I will literally be like, Forest is a team to have their eyes on all the Premier League. I don't know if they're going to finish in the top 6, but This is a big game.
That's a marker. That would be a marker point, right? If Forest went to Arsenal and
like
got
a
a
checklist.
point.
That's a checklist.
That's like a
the
top
one you
4
mark your
team.
calendars for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Top 4 team went to Arsenal, got a point. That's like
that's huge. That's huge
for a team that Forest. Like we all had Forest like maybe scraping just above relegation
in the middle of the pack, maybe bottom, but not like this.
Well, not fourth, like this. Fifth, not potentially. If they beat Arsenal, they could potentially go to 4th.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But even 3rd, maybe if the results.
I would say 4. I would say 4.
Yeah, because we think Chelsea are going to win anyway, right? So.
Correct. So this is a huge game for the top 6.
Yeah.
Bournemouth and Brighton. Bournemouth kept it competitive. Their last game, but I really do think Brighton are a team that is like.
I think Brighton are just a better team, right?
They're just they I don't know what they're drinking over there. I don't know what kind of water they're drinking. I don't know what type of food they're eating over there. They could be soaking in some waves over there. I don't know, but I will tell you this. If this is the same Brighton that it was 2 years ago, that's all of a sudden like coming back to being, I'm going to take on the top 10 again. I'm going to be competitive. I'm going to try and get into Europe again. Then this is the type of mentality where this should be an easy win. This should be an easy win. If it's a competitive team, if this is like competitive, then I'd be like, okay, then maybe Brighton took a step back for a game. Just for a game.
Maybe it's just a one-off. Maybe they're not quite consistent. Maybe they
what kind of form are they going to be after the international break? Like that's everyone always is sluggish coming from the internet.
Yeah, and especially after their last win, right? They would have the last thing they would have wanted was the international break. Right. Just beat Man City.
They were hot too. Like you steam them off a little bit. I'm serious. You steam them off a little bit by going on that, and then you have a Bournemouth in the middle of the pack, low end at the end. This is a type of game where it should be an easy win, but you never know with international.
Yeah, it could easily be a draw on the South Coast.
At least 2-3 Brighton. 2-3 Brighton. But Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Villa are in a slump right now, so I can't even. I don't even know.
I don't even know. I was going to say you would sort of go.
Palace
that
kept
should be
it
Villa,
competitive.
Right?
They kept it competitive last game, but this is like. Oh no, they'll be fine. No. I don't think it's going to be fine.
Villa will win this 3-0. No, actually, wait, because as you say, Villa have gone 4-1, 2-0.
Exactly. No. This is a tie. This is going to be a tie. 1-1, 2-2.
Yeah,
I don't think this is or 0-0.
It's even because neither of these teams score goals freely at the moment. Yeah, I could see this. This is a draw. Trap game, as you say, for Villa. They're in a bit of a slump. It could be a get right game, but I just think Palace are just that nitty gritty sort of team that don't make anything easy for anybody.
They don't make it exactly. I agree.
So yeah,
and then the last game of the night. How Spursy would it be if they won? But no, this is going to be a tie. This is going to be a tie. I really do think that this is going to be a tie. Spurs will get back on track. Man City will continue with their slump. I don't think this is going to be like Man City running away with this. I don't see Tottenham running away with this. I could see this being a 1-1 or 2-2 tie. This is going to be a tight game. I really think this is going to be a competitive game. It will
be competitive. It definitely be one to watch. You say, it
last game. It's the last game on Saturday.
Last game is late evening game. Everyone's going to be watching it. It's got Spurs all over it, right? Because they win a game, they hammer Aston Villa, they lose to Ipswich. Why would they not come back and win 3-1 at City, right? Because it would be Spurs. It would be the most Spursy thing to kind of lose the table and then go and beat the top of the table.
Exactly.
I wouldn't put it past them, but I agree with you. I think it's going to be competitive. Neither of these two teams are in great form. City need the point, right? They need to just kind of right the ship. 2-2 draw will probably serve for both of them.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. All right. Leading off on Sunday, we got 2 games on Sunday, 1 game on Monday. It'll be a light day in the Premier League, and it will also be where
A
a lot of
light
people
day for
look.
Liverpool.
But it'll be a light day for everybody. It's just 2 games. It's going to be fun. You'll get to spend time with your families, maybe. Who knows? I'm just kidding. But overall, these 2 games are going to be. This is a weird 2 games for me. I think this is weird because Liverpool should definitely win 5-0, right?
Yeah, should be a walk in the park.
Southampton, they went up against Wolves in a horrible game and only lost by 2. But after international break, everyone's always
tired, always late, always slow coming back.
And you had a lot of people on international break on
everybody.
So,
I think everybody in our team was on international break.
So this is going to be a weird game. I think you'll still win. I don't think it's going to be 5-0. I think it's going to be at least 3 or 2-0. I just don't see it.
I think it'll be one of those.
It'll be like the weather in both of our states right now. There's a lot of muggy and dragginess going on.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit low. I think it won't be a great game because Southampton are not a great team. We'll probably not play to our potential because Southampton, you end up playing down to an opposition that's not great. You're kind of just getting back from the international break. We'll have 10 minutes and we'll go, we should really, we should win this game now. Let's go and win this. Score 2 goals and it'll be like that. 2-0 done. But it won't be a great game to watch.
Facts. I agree. This game, Ipswich and United ending it. This is where I'm at. So I got 2 points to this story.
Okay.
Number one, Ipswich Town's coming from a win against Tottenham that just kicked the crap out of the team the week before. They kicked the crap out of Aston Villa, who was the top 6, top 18. Now you're going into Man United after an international break. You only had a few people, not a lot. You had a few people. That was it.
Yeah.
Y'all should be ready to go. Man United, they're going through a lot right now. They won their last game against Leicester City, but they also came back from a national break that a lot of people that came on. Now you have a new coach, you have a new system, you have a new everything. You got Rashford's time's running out there. Now Almiron is giving him the okay. I want to see what you got. But
show me, prove it.
If this is the Manchester United coming out that win against Leicester City, this should be a total comfortable win, 4-0. Should be. But in this stake of what we're seeing from both these teams right now, technically, when a new coach comes into a first team, they usually lose.
Yep.
Usually. That's why I'm going to go with a safe bet that this is going to be a 1-1 tie.
Whoa. There's loads of stories, right? There's loads of undercurrent here.
This is going to be the talked about game.
It's going to be built up. All weekend. It's going to be about here he comes.
The Man City Tottenham game and the Man United Ipswich Town. That's going to be the most talked about this weekend.
Absolutely.
That's just me though.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting about this one? So you've got obviously Amarin, new coach, whatever else, but he's got to travel to Ipswich, and that's a tiny little ground, and it's got kind of an old.
It's not like what he's used to. Exactly.
It's not like this, flowing. He's going to learn. He's going to have a culture shock. He's going to go to Ipswich. He's going to find a bit of agricultural. They're going to not be pretty about it. They've also, Ipswich's top scorer is on loan from Man City, so he's going to want to get a goal or 2 against Man United, right? So he's going to be up for it. Delap is going to definitely want to be trying to prove, a point here. So there's a lot of intrigue. As you say, Ipswich just got their first win against Tottenham. Thanks, Tottenham, for being Tottenham. Beat Villa and then lose to Ipswich. Well done, you. I can't believe Matty called that last week as well on the show, where it would be the most Tottenham thing in the world to lose to Wolves, beat Aston Villa, and then lose to Ipswich. And we were like, no way, that's never going to happen. And it happened. Exactly. But yeah, no, I'd love it.
There's a lot of storylines. There's a lot of storylines for this game.
Yeah, but I do think, because it's at Ipswich, I think if it was Old Trafford and the crowd and everything else would get behind them and it's a bigger stadium, it would probably pull United through. But because it's at Ipswich, Yeah, I can see Ipswich stealing a point here.
1-1. I really do think it's going to be interesting. The final
game. As you say, you just don't see goals from United at the moment. Like nobody else other than Fernandes at the penalty. Where's the goals coming from?
Right. Setups, everything. Garnacho had some very nice moments, but is it going to be?
They're flash in the pan moments, though, aren't they?
Yeah. They're kind of like, ooh.
And then you, wow, they can actually score
nice,
another worldie.
Where's the consistency?
For the rest of the last 6 games, yeah, it's exactly right. It's the kind of players they've got right now. And then the Monday night game.
Oh boy, God, Okay, I'm gonna keep this long. No, I'm just kidding. Listen.
So depending on how the game goes, depends on whether or not there's a show next week, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm depressed about this team.
You're already ready to get hurt with this one.
It's bad. Well, but I wouldn't be depressed if all the storylines are what it is. Guido Rodriguez regrets coming here, and now he wants to go back to Batiste on loan. And I don't think Guido Rodriguez is even like a good Premier League player at all. I think the culture shock is too big for him. But he plays for Argentina consistently. Like he is a good player. Yeah. But the thing is, he had it good at Real. He did. He just did. Paqueta, with his law crap going on right now, and he wants to go back to Brazil. He doesn't even want to be here. Guido doesn't want to be here. Half the players don't even want to be here. The coach is under scrutiny of getting fired, but then our GM is like, oh, no, we're going to honor our contracts. No. And then Falkenberg, that is such a toss-up because he hasn't even stepped foot in England in a long time. And you would say his rehab's going well, whatever's going on with it. Nobody knows what's going on with him. And then you have Antonio, who just lost his freaking passport and didn't even go to Jamaica to play all the Jamaican games. What? That's such a West Ham thing. Like it's it's so bad. Everything's bad. Our goalkeeping, thank you, Fab, but like you were good a long time ago, and you've been clutch as a backup, but you're not our number one every freaking day. I'm sorry. Areola should be that guy, but he lost the job for doing bonehead shit, and I agree with that. But overall, this is such a good team on paper. It's like the freaking my football team. It's such a good team, and you would think it would all come together. I haven't seen Bowen be Bowen in a long time, and he's like, and then what he did for England? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, literally first touch of the ball, he scores a goal.
It's like you just took his soul. West Ham took his soul, and then he got it back in the England squad.
He went and put a white shirt on, and suddenly he was like, "Oh, I love playing football. This is what it's all about." Yeah,
exactly.
It just seems like there's just something.
There's so many things. Something needs to happen though. After this game, if we lose, which I think we will, something needs to change. The fans and the players are going to speak up. We're such a passionate, we're a passionate fan base. We're not going to shut up very long.
No, but I mean, the fans disgruntled and fine. But if it starts to rumble out from the locker room and the players start to kind of
say, players have already. The players have already.
That's not a good look, is it? That's not a good look for the club, but it's also not a good look for the manager, right? He's got to be thinking.
Yeah. Lopetegui is dismissing players, even for after all the apologies. Yeah, Alvarez is doing bonehead shit. And then you have Kudos. You don't even his suspensions. Paqueta playing like a Brazil League One player. Yeah, I mean he is. It's and sorry if that takes offense to everybody, but in Brazil, but it's football that you do a lot of trickery. You set up people, but then you go down and for a fake injury. Like it's just
lots of step overs and lots of twists and turns. But in the end, you kind of go, and what was the end product for that? And you kind of like, well, it looked good for 2 seconds, but then
the Bowen and Paqueta connection is not there anymore. It's just nothing is right, and you don't have a true striker. You don't, and you're going to a system that is not fit for Bowen, and it's not fit for anybody else.
Yeah, nobody can make that system work with who you've got there.
For some reason, Moyes did it for a while, made that system work.
Yeah,
I don't know how, but he did. Maybe because the players liked him better. I don't know. Probably.
maybe he could get across to them better.
He got a lot out of him. He got a lot out of him. He got a lot.
He maximized the potential of what he had there, right?
Right.
And as you say, this squad is better now, but yet it's not. And it's like, whoa, it doesn't add up how it's not, the jigsaw's not fitting. And, all the pieces, as you say, are there. Yes, the injury, maybe losing that focal point of Falkenberg has messed with Lopetegui's plans, but he's been there long enough now. You should have just played Danny Ings if you need a striker. If you need to play a proper striker, play Danny Ings.
That's the thing, too. Like, what's up with this, like, why do they keep playing Alvarez and Guido if it's not working?
Yeah, it's like to make it work, right? We'll keep playing it until it works. It's like,
no, you can't do that. That's the Premier League. Everything changes, and that's the thing. But there's also, but then we complain about the consistency and the consistent line because everything changes, but we can't all win. Like something's got to work or something's not working. It's nothing. They're in limbo.
It's just
everything's
mess
in limbo.
Of everything. Yeah.
Everything is shit. So that's why I am here. What is it? Monday, November 18th, 5:22 my time. We will lose. And maybe Stedman is on his either good pills or happy pills or bad pills or booze. Who knows? And who knows if he's gonna fire him or he's gonna say what he says and honor the contract all the way through. I think if you want to save your season and if you want to save your team, you fire him. You fire him or get someone new or do something with players. Do something between now and December. January, you got to go in with a clean slate.
It's too late. You can't wait till January.
This is it. We're at the end of November.
If you wait till January, that's crazy, right? Because January is the transfer window. You need to be in a position. Your guy needs to have been in there to kind of go, January, we need a striker.
You know what's stupid, though, Gary, is I even said this about Moyes, and then that worked out. Like, I just go under. I don't know what to feel.
You're feeling everything, right?
I'm feeling
all the feels.
I don't know. I'm so red in the face because I just don't even know.
Yeah. It's just like, something must fit together. It needs to work.
I don't know. We're all stumped.
Question for you, then. If they do pull the plug, who do they go get?
God, I don't know. A
gravestone.
A gravestone.
You bring back Sam Allardyce. Moyes is still out of the job.
Don't bring back either of them. You got to go with. You got to go with someone. You got to go with someone that wins now. That's the thing. You can't bring in Graham Potter. You can't bring in Graham Potter.
You can't bring in a product. You can't bring in a.
You can't bring. You got to bring in a coach that wins now. And the thing is. That's the thing. Marco Silva even said on Fulham, he said if that became available, I would go there immediately, and I would be open to that. I would love that, but it's got to be a guy that wins now. It can't be a project because these players are sick and tired of a project. Our expectation was Europe this year, next year, and the following year.
You wanted to be consistently playing in Europe.
We wanted to get back to Europe. I even said top 6, top 8. We're nowhere near that.
That had to be where you were targeting, and it's not. You're nowhere near.
We won this window in the summer. We won that window. Spent over $150 million, and you don't have any signs of showing it.
Yeah, something's got to give.
Unacceptable. It's unacceptable. But hey, like I said,
Ten Hag's going to win.
Well, does he really want to come back in the Premier League? Does he want to come to London? I don't think. Will he come back for Alvarez? Will he come back to Alvarez? I don't know.
No, he come back, man. He's got a point to prove,
Maybe come with kudos. Maybe come with kudos. Maybe get it. That's intriguing. You know what? That's so weird.
I'll give you something to think about, right?
You're giving me nightmares.
Oh, the broken man from Man United. Oh, hang on. Hasn't that happened before? Hasn't that happened before where a guy went to Man United, got broken, and then came to manage you guys?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But what's your prediction? I really think it's going to be 2-3-0 Newcastle, and I think it's going to continue. Newcastle is such in good form with their substitutions.
And the trouble is, it's Monday
Barnes
night.
coming off and scoring a goal. Barnes, it's like, come on.
It's Monday night. It's in Newcastle. You're going to struggle. You're going to really have to show up. And as you say, the team's not showing up as a team.
We are competitive. I will say this in all of our recent history. We are very competitive with Newcastle and in their building. So we don't know.
I don't know. I don't think he knows how to set you up to be competitive in that environment. I think he still doesn't know your team. He doesn't know where it is.
You're right.
I see Newcastle making this quite a comfortable night for their fans.
Like what? 4-0?
I see this bit. No, not that.
I
see this being
2-3-0. 2-3-0.
2 or 3. I say a 3-0. I see Isaac probably getting a couple.
You know what though? I could see like the first 15 minutes and seeing Bowen score a goal. I could see that. I could see that because
but then
he had a hot international break.
Yeah, he's flying. But what I could also see is that actually riles up Newcastle. It's kind of like poking the beast.
Facts. And then they get their shit together, and then
they get their shit together. Then they put you to the sword, and it could end up being 3-4.
Yeah, you know what? 3-1. I think it's 3-1 Newcastle because I really do think Bowen is going to be like, I'm the captain.
It's
going to be me. Kudos is not coming back yet, or even if is he coming back yet? If Kudos plays, that's a different story.
Is he playing to put himself in the market though? Is he going to be shop window, looking good, but not actually putting any effort in just in case he gets injured because he's looking for a move in January? That's always worrying for me when players get rumored and people start talking about, you got a release clause and blah, 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 blah.
He's got a 90 million release clause, which
do the players start going,
well,
would you take it?
If Ten Hag comes, like you said, I'd be like, nah, he's staying. But if Kudos won't be on this team next year, I just really don't.
So take the money, right? You take the money.
Yeah, no, 90 million. That's a good deal for us. That's a good deal for him. I mean, just like Paqueta, he would have gotten like 75 to 85, 90 million if he went to Man City. That's a good deal for a player of his caliber. I would be okay with it. It would suck, but I would be okay with it.
Because you should be able to do more with that,
we are known for letting players walk. So we need money back. There's no way.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, buddy. Look at that. All within an hour. Look at that. So hopefully, this has been a blast having you back on. I'm ashamed that Matty couldn't manage to jump on. I love speaking with you, buddy. I really hope you can get to speak next Monday. But depending on how bad Monday night goes.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm ready to get hurt again.
There it is.
The depression. Thank you, DJ.
Love you, DJ. For tuning in, buddy. Take it easy, buddy. We'll catch up with you on Thursday when DJ comes join us on the NFL UK show. But this has been
what?
Yeah. DJ's jumped on the NFL Around the UK show with us on Thursday evenings.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, getting a bit of Patriots kind of on there. Just understand.
Oh well, screw that now. Ew.
Yeah. Oh, we need that Jets. We need that Jets feel good factor, man.
Nah, I've been cheering for the Lions lately, and I don't care if this is live. I bought a Lions hat. Lions hat.
Oh, wow. We've heard it here. Wow.
Listen, when I was a kid, I had 3 hats. I had the Rams, Jets, and Lions hat. Those are my first NFL hats I've ever had. So,
got to stick with those, man.
See what happens.
Yeah. As DJ says, Jets and West Ham.
It's so bad. I know. No, that's the thing. Such great lineups on paper, but when you put them on the field, they can't do shit. It's so bad.
Oh, the stats about the stats.
It's true though.
The stats I saw about the Jets, you see it that they've actually got a worse record.
But that's
under Aaron Rodgers than Zach Wilson.
Super Bowl caliber team on paper, shit on the field. Top 6, top 8. West Ham team on paper can't do shit on the field. It's coaching. It's coaching. Anyways, love you.
Anyway,
ciao.
Love you, man.
Cue the depression. I'm ready to get hurt again.